Chubstep.
Jrad. Podcast.
Creating the oil advancement.
Steed.
Chub. Step.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the king of the jungle.
I could get a fish for a 5-cent worm.
Oh, you're paying way too much for worms, man. Who's your worm guy?
Did you used to be a piece of shit?
Oh, yeah. Slick back hair, white bathing suit, sloppy steaks, white couch. You would have not liked me back then.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And the show started.
Welcome back. Another Chubstep week. I was drinking. I was mid-drink.
I know. Do you remember when I said, "Are you ready?" You said yes, and then you take a drink.
I didn't know you were gonna immediately go. All right.
Okay, yeah.
I'm ready.
That's
I'm
right.
ready.
That's
I'm
all
gonna
right.
take another drink. So suck it, Chubettes.
Okay, that's fine. Chubaholics and Chubettes. All right, see, we're back. We're gonna do a little
back.
shorter show because we're doing this a little later. But that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, short and sweet, to the point.
Exactly.
That's all the gagging. Just fast forward through any of the fluff.
It
Here we go.
a short episode gives you more time to listen to other episodes that you might have missed.
That's true. And
You
yeah,
can
refresh yourself on
Catch up in the
previous
back
episodes.
catalog.
That's right. So, Steed, this is big news. I called you about it at the time this was happening, but
Oh, huge news.
like last weekend, I went to the Marquette. It was Marquette versus Butler. It was a National Marquette Day game, which is basically Marquette's like homecoming game. So it's like the one game that all alumni try to go to, you know, homecoming type of stuff.
Anybody
And-
who's anybody is there.
Yeah, anybody in the Marquette University alumni community was there, and I'm sitting there watching the game. Marquette's kind of blowing out the team. It was kind of expected, and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, at halftime, there's going to be some extreme pogo, ex pogo performance," and I'm like, "What?" Like that's awesome. I know some ex pogo guys.
Yeah.
I only know one ex pogo guy. It's actually Pogo Tone. Tone
Yeah, he's
Stobbs.
big news though.
Yeah. And then they're like panning over who it is. And I'm like, man, you know what? I when we talked to Tone, I've only seen like videos of him from his Instagram. And when we had him on the show, we just did audio recordings. We didn't see his face.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's him. He has the mustache. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's him. And then the halftime performance goes, and it's Tone Stobbs, who's a forward guest of the show, is all of a sudden, you know, this Chubstep guest. And I'm looking up right now what episode he's on, because
That was a good episode. A lot
It was
of
a good
insight
episode, yeah.
into the extreme pogo community.
yeah, so it's episode 282. And that one, you know, he's great on there. And so he lives in like Colorado. So it's not like he's a local guy. We just, you know, met randomly through the internet, that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden he's performing at halftime at the Marquette game in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I was freaking out. I was just cheering him on the whole time.
Oh yeah.
And so it was basically him and another guy. And it was interesting because they did like a little competition, you know, against each other. They were both trying the same moves. They were seeing who could jump higher over these things.
Oh yeah.
But Tone's favorite thing, for those that don't remember, is he's good at like grinding with the pogo
He's
stick.
a big grinder.
Big grinder guy. So this didn't really set up the ability for him to be able to do that. This is a lot more jumping and stuff like that. He was out of his element, but he still put on a hell of a performance.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. He was fantastic. It was awesome to see it in real life, because like you see videos and it's, you know, seeing in real life is always better if you can see it that way.
Yeah, it's much cooler. It's a lot more of an effect you get to see.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay. So that was the main thing. I contacted him after. It was cool. Cool to see a guy who's been on the show.
Yeah. In his element, doing his thing.
That's right. What's something you want to get to here, Steve?
Jay, so I had a life-changing experience for a couple minutes today.
Okay, today. All right.
Yeah, today. It only lasted about 15 minutes,
Okay.
but I saw a UFO.
Whoa.
I'll post this when we do this when
Just
this
post it
episode
now.
comes
Oh,
out.
we'll just you post
No,
it right
no,
after
no,
this
'cause
episode.
I'm going to post it on like Thursday or Wednesday night. I just sent you a picture, Jared. I'm going to put it. I'll even.
There we go. Okay, yes, this line in the sky.
You see this
Yeah,
line?
so-
Well, it's coming to you, Jared. So you'll
Yeah,
see
I
it
know.
in clear detail. It's a line of lights in the sky, like clearly in space. And I lost my shit. I was driving, and I'm like, roll my window down, sticking my head out the window. I'm like, what the hell is that? I pulled over, and I'm like, are we about to die? Like, am I actually seeing a freaking UFO right now? I'm losing my shit. So I was on my way to my dad's house. So I get there. I'm like, I saw a UFO. I had like a short recording of it. And I'm like, look at it.
Yes.
It's huge. Like it spanned like in the sky, like really far in the sky. And it was like, I'm like, dude, this is crazy. And like, as I'm watching it, it gets like to right over my head where it's at its biggest, and then it disappears. And I'm like, oh my God, I either Chicago's getting bombed or UFO. So then I get.
Well, it doesn't touch the ground. It's like just straight in the air based on this picture.
It's well, it looked straight, but then as it got like closer, because it moved across the sky, it was like right over me.
Oh, okay.
And
so it was closer than you would think.
Yeah, so it's like if you only are listening on audio, it's a string of like, I counted it out in the video, I can see it clear, but it was like 50 lights in the sky, like brighter than airplane lights.
In a one straight line, basically.
In a straight line.
Yeah.
And I was like, I saw a UFO, and I get to my dad's house. I'm like, I saw the UFO. And he's like, oh, it's probably just a satellite. And I'm like, no, I've seen satellites. It's not a satellite. Yeah. And he's like, they rope them together. I'm like, why would they rope them together? Who's out there roping satellites together? And apparently Elon Musk is roping satellites together.
Oh, that actually is a thing that's going on.
Yeah, I Googled like line of lights in the sky. And
okay.
For his Starlink internet, they literally rope a bunch of satellites together.
Oh my God.
In a low Earth orbit. So you see these things. But if like, they really should have put a press conference out warning people. But it blew my mind because it looks crazy.
It's good advertising, right? Now you're like, I want this UFO internet.
I really do think that I want the UFO internet because I know it goes so close to where I am.
That's right. It's in your area.
And I did find a website that tells you when when you can see one, because it was really cool to see. Like you're seeing a space object, like a gigantic space object go like right over your head pretty much. So I'll give you the Chicago times. Shoot. This is going to come out. Okay, so the day after this comes out.
Okay.
On the 17th of February, 2023, 6:07 p.m., all you Chicago people, look up in the sky for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Start looking to the west and then to the east. You're going to see the spaceship.
Oh my God.
It's nuts.
I like it, dude. So it's for 15 minutes of your life. You're like, oh my God, we're being attacked, or what's going on?
Oh yeah.
And you're like, that's just internet.
Yeah, I'm like having a panic attack in my car.
Yeah.
I'm like about to start driving faster. Be like, dude, get in the basement.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
China's weather balloons are here.
Yeah.
And that was the first thing because all the weather balloons going on.
Exactly.
I see it and I'm like, did we just shoot a weather balloon down? Like right there. And I told Chubstep Zach about it, and he said the What's Happening page for Batavia is just
of course
shit right now.
Of course. All the Facebook groups.
Oh yeah,
the moms and stuff
completely
freaking out.
Yeah, it's we're safe though. So if you do see a string of lights in the sky, don't freak out like I did.
Okay.
It's Elon Musk doing Elon Musk stuff. Yeah.
Nice. I wanted to mention something that I had not talked about when I talked about my Colorado trip. So where I was staying was everybody had their own rooms except for me and my wife we were staying in a loft, which lofts are kind of dumb unless you live. Well, actually, I kind of never like a loft. I guess it's better than a studio, but anytime you have people stay over, then it's like you're basically staying in the same room, so you have to be super quiet. Like I've stayed in people's where they have lofts, and just a lot more inconvenient for both people.
Yeah. You can't like fart. Do you do a little toot? That's the only time I feel safe farting is when I'm alone in bed.
Yeah. So then
I can't do it.
So yeah, if you're in a loft, it's not a bad scenario. So listen, this is some massive house, and they had this loft above kind of this A-frame part of the house.
Yeah.
And so, but you could have closed it off. But the nice thing is you could kind of see out and have a cool view out the front. Anyway, they had 4 queen beds in 2 bed style things, right? So bunk bed. There was 2 bunk beds, and they had all queen beds on them.
They were queen bunk beds?
Queen bunk beds. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That is
nice. It
nice.
is nice. But like I said, the problem is that you're staying in this lofted area with these nice views. You can't put blinds. Like it's maybe like, I know you've got tall ceilings in your place. I mean, these easily were like over 30-foot ceilings, because this was, super high.
Oh yeah, it's
above the second floor. Yeah, exactly. So, and it's all glass. There's no way you can put like blinds over all these things. So when the sun wakes up, like the place is just getting blasted with sun, with like these 4 queen beds in this area. And so it's just me and my wife one of the nights. And
did you stay in separate queen beds on vacay?
No.
I would have. You don't get that opportunity very often.
That's a good point.
One bed.
She would not be okay with that. She would not be okay with that. See, if we're sleeping in if there's 2 twin beds, she'd rather share the twin bed than the twin bed.
And for all those people that don't know, Jared's about 6'7".
Yeah. Yeah. I think I mentioned this on the show before, but one time we're in the Catskills in New York, and there was nowhere to stay. So we stayed with some people that I didn't know, she barely knew. And we stayed in this basement room of this bed and breakfast. And me and her shared a twin bed with 2 other random guys in the same room for a night for this wedding. That was very random. But anyway, so what we had to do in this scenario, because nobody's using the bunk above us, we said to make a cave.
You made a little house.
You built a little house. We call it a cave. Back to our college days. I'll get to that in a second. But basically, we get the sheets from the top bunk and wrapped it all around. Made a little house for this thing.
That sounds so cozy.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of fun. But it's really the only way to not get blasted with the sun, I think. So, and it took me back the last time I had done that was in college. We all had bunk beds, and we didn't want to you might be in a completely different schedule than your roommate. We all had roommates, and this is an all guys dorm. And so I'm still good friends with most of the guys that were on that floor. And so we all had our versions of this. Even the guys on the top bunk would like sometimes tape stuff to the ceiling.
Oh, so they have
had their own blankets. But mine was called the Rad Pad. There was my friend Dave Cook. His was the Cook Nook. There was a guy named Tristan Brown, was Brown Town. His was called Brown Town.
That one sounds dirty.
Yeah. Well, there was a guy named Pat Doherty. It was the Doherty Dungeon.
Okay.
There was the Dave Cave.
Yeah,
Dave Cave, Cook Nook, and then the Netty Nest.
Wow.
My friend Jordan Nettisham, the Netty Nest.
You guys
all had these
crushing it in those caves.
It's like everybody had their own version. It's the exact same thing, but everybody had to use some version of their name to create some sort of cave scenario. But it took me back. It was good. It looks super white trash, but it is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's very cozy.
Very cozy. Yeah, I like it. But it's not professional enough to keep it at your own house. You can't. It's a good vacation thing or a college thing. But
yeah, I might do it if I had like kids.
Yeah,
because I don't want to see them more than I have to. So I'd put that up, make a rule if you break it down.
Yeah,
you're staying in your bed cave all day.
Exactly.
But that's why I don't have kids.
Exactly. Yeah, not that you know of.
This is about the thrill of wearing another man's skin, feeling his innermost wants and desires, and being in control of his every single move. That's how you get off. Now, don't you guys want to get off with me?
Indeed, we just had Church of Four Pillars Christmas yesterday. Or, well, by the time people listening to this, a couple days ago.
Rejoice.
I is it true? Somebody had said this to me. I don't know. I didn't hear this from you, so I want to check. Is it illegal in the Church of Four Pillars to listen to other podcasts other than Chubstep?
It is not illegal as long as you listen to you've already listened to every Chubstep episode.
Okay.
So, we do encourage, a variety of, beliefs and practices in our group, but you got to stick to the core mechanics of the group or bad stuff's going to happen.
Okay. And that's not a threat, though.
You ever heard of Waco?
Yeah.
You ever heard of Jonestown?
Yeah.
Yeah, because those things are going to happen. We're already on a collision course to be like worse than both of that.
Is that a threat or not a threat?
It's not a threat.
Okay.
It's a prophecy.
It's a okay. I see. That's a big difference. Yeah. That is a big difference.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like my blood, like legally, I'm not saying my blood cures cancer.
Yeah.
Off the record, it does. Yeah. It does.
Okay.
Time.
So here's the issue I'd run into is that my sister. So you recently inducted her into Church of Four Pillars.
Yes, I did.
Yes. And to do that, the videos on the Chubstep Instagram, you got some blood and you put a cross on her forehead.
Yep.
Now, she like immediately felt sick, she said.
Yeah.
And like was sick for the next couple of days. Is that like a normal reaction to this?
A lot of people, when they get the blood that strong, the holy blood, the blood of Christ onto their body, you do get a strong reaction.
Okay.
And it's completely normal because it's washing all the sin away. It's washing all the demons out of it.
I see. And that was like detoxing.
Yeah, exactly. So, you're going to feel worse for a few days, but now she's a Chiefs fan. The Chiefs just won the Super Bowl. Good things are happening in her life.
Good point. Because
she joined the church.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
She won $26 through bets.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was good.
And it only cost her $4 to join. So you tell me what everybody on earth should do.
That's right.
And they should give me $4.
I can't argue with that. I could not argue with that.
Yeah, the church's Christmas was good. Shout out Chubstep Amy baking a cake. Jay, chili. Let's talk chili for a minute.
Okay, yeah.
You hold a chili cook-off yearly? Is this a yearly?
Yeah, this is my family holds one every year, every Super Bowl, big chili cook-off.
Yeah. Why chili?
Well, chili's a classic. I don't know. This started maybe we've been doing this at least 10 years, I would say. Probably more. My parents' house. Chili's a very when you think of like game day foods, I think wings. Chili, you don't think of chili? Yeah, buffalo. Yeah, that's right. Buffalo wings.
I feel like chili it was an accident. I like chili.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I had chili yesterday. I went to my dad's today. Guess what? I had chili. And then he gave me a bag of chili. So I'm going to have chili 3 days in a row. I like chili, but I feel like it's a cop-out food. It's an accident food. Like somebody was probably trying to make a different thing. Or they just had a bunch of things and they were like starving and they're like, put the beans in with the meat. I don't know. Stew it. And then you just get chili.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's definitely just a grab bag of like, can mean anything at this point, right? I mean, there's traditional chilies, but like at this point, there's so many variations of it. And there was a ton of variations yesterday.
There was. They were very good.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I see what you're saying, Steve, is a little lazy because it's just kind of like it can be whatever.
Yeah. There's no
that's
guidelines.
Why when you have and I agree. So that's why when you have like, I think yesterday we had like 9 chilies. When you have like 9 chilies, then the only, the good ones are going to stand out, right?
Yeah.
The ones that are less lazy.
I don't know, like the traditional chilies. Oh man, I've been in this Discord call. I'm just realizing. Can you hear me?
You're talking to other people?
I'm talking to myself in a Discord by myself because I never left the Discord call.
Oh, good. Okay. Nice.
I was in with Big Money Banks.
Oh my God.
You could have just been listening the whole time. So that's embarrassing. Sorry, Matt. I don't even know what I was talking about.
That's right. The chili's over.
Chili's over. Chili's done. It's canceled. Deconstruct chili. I would do a deconstructed chili contest. And if maybe next year I'll make some food because probably won't be on my birthday. And I felt like I should have been served that day. So I did not make a chili out of principle.
That's a good point. Yeah, that would be funny to show up with the chili, just all the ingredients are separate.
Yeah. Like, here's the ground beef over here or whatever. And I'll do that. Here's the sloppy water. Here's brown water. You can just drink it if you want.
Yeah, it's served in a cup on the side, like a broth or whatever. Yeah, I like that idea a lot.
It would probably win.
Very highfalutin, and probably would not taste good, but
it might.
Yeah, it might taste.
I'll bring the beers. We
were talking about ordering food at places when you go and you're going to grab it and they call your name to get the food, right? This is kind of a fast casual or to go type of places, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't often use my name Jrad because sometimes they just mishear it and they say Jerry a lot, or I've gotten like Gerald. There's names that it kind of sounds like, so a lot of times I'll go as a different name. And I was talking to some people. I think this might have been Chubstep Matt, who said he uses the name Lunk. What's your name, Lunk? So to yell out Lunk to do this, which I thought was pretty funny. And then I used to remember my friend T Wayne. Well, his name is not T Wayne, it's Jordan, but he would use T Wayne. So that, like, what's your name, T Wayne? So they would have to yell out T Wayne. And the one I usually use is Logan, who, Logan doesn't sound like anything else.
Yeah, your alter ego, Logan.
Alter ego, Logan Pierce.
Oh, Logan Pierce.
So that's what I use. Now I've seen Lars is another one, and then like one time I was trying to get really ridiculous. I used Bartleby.
Oh, see, I've used my middle name before, Sebastian.
Oh, Sebastian. Yeah.
And I do like to give fake names on my Chipotle orders because they type it out and like write it.
Yes, Sebastian's a long one to write.
Yeah. Well, no, I just write way crazier shit on there. Goblin mom.
Like, like if you order it online and pick it up, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
crazy shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, my grandpa actually, his name was William, and he had an alter ego, Chase. He said, "There's just too many Williams. I never know what my table was. My table." So then he would just say, "There you go. What's your name?" And go, Chase, and like that was his thing.
I like a good alter ego from somebody who doesn't seem like they would have an alter ego.
Yeah, I never understood why he did it when I was like growing up.
Yeah,
and he'd always just be like, "My name's Chase." I'm like, "What? His name isn't Chase." But I'm 6, so I don't know. I'll just roll with it.
Yeah. But if people have names that they like to use, email the show chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. I you could get pretty crazy. I always like names with X's in them, like Xander or something.
Oh yeah.
Triple X's name in the movie Triple X.
That's a good
Xander
movie.
Cage.
It holds up.
Oh yeah, it lines up. But we're gonna wrap it up there. We're gonna do a little shorter episode. But email the show chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. Remember, we're on YouTube now. I don't release them exactly right on Thursdays like I do the normal audio show, but they do come around eventually. It just they come when they come. They'll get there. Don't worry. They'll be there. The show has ended. Be gone.
Now you know you got to go.
Peace. This is Yasin.